one's around there, not in here.
So again, as I mentioned, a lot of stuff goes in one ear and out the other when I'm talking about babies. It's a joke that you could bet on which alpaca is going to be first place. It's a fixed bet. It's going to be Pandora. She's a big white as well. What's the cabin?
Oh, oh wow. Oh wow.
I will say there is nothing wrong with Violet, she's just slow, so she'll make her way over in her own time.
I like that one. Looks like
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, you just want to make sure you're paying attention to those sounds they're making. If you hear that snort noise or a big intake of breath, that'll be your cue to step back. I'm just going to show you where they all are. That's that one as well, yeah, I like that. Okay, so this is our female side of the farm. This is where most of our females live if they are over 1 year old, and a lot of our babies are in here as well. We are just finished baby season, so all the babies from this year have been born now, and the youngest in this field is Anastasia, so I'll point her out in just a moment, but she is around 2 weeks. What I will do to first off, I will just go down the line and give you some names, just so you know you're talking to over the fence and who you can caption in all your photos. Who is arguing already? I heard it. Who is arguing? Right. So to start with, down that end, you've got the 2 greys in this field. The bigger grey is called Dizzy. She is the mum. Her daughter is called Moo Moo. She is the smaller grey.
Yeah.
So next one down, you have Callie and her daughter Carly, and then this is Ella. Next to me is baby Abigail, and you've got Abigail's mum Avril. This was Pandora, who was first. You've got Gabby and you've got Snowbell. This is Violet. You've got the youngest Anastasia, who wants to roll in the food. You've got Rosie and Tiger Lily. Behind me is Little Poppy, Chocky or Chiquita and Phoebe. You've got Ren, Moondance, who's Ren's grandma. You've got Boniface, Dizzy's followed me down. Amelia and Hermione. This is Big Poppy, so yes, we've got 2 poppies, nice and confusing. We've got a big and a little. You've also got Avril, who's followed me down. Felicity, Dizzy's followed us down, and Rihanna always has the bowl on the end. That's Rihanna's bowl. Just some baby names. The spotty baby just in front of me here is Bo. Brown one, that is Edna. See, Carly is just over there. I will just field 2 questions before I take any from you, because I get them most commonly from everyone. First one is, what's the difference between an alpaca? They will be a llama, and they do not grow fleece on their face. So if you're looking at a picture and they've got a fleecy face, you're looking at an alpaca. Lots of merch, lots of stuff online, sells lots of different things with pictures, and it says llama this, llama that. The picture is always an alpaca, because in the nicest way, llama are ugly, so they'd rather use a picture of an alpaca. So you see that a lot. We see a lot of our pictures go online with the phrase llama underneath. They do look quite similar, but after today, hopefully you should start to see that alpacas do look different in their own little individual ways as well. And then the other question I would fill just before I take some is, why does this one look like a living mop? This is Felicity. She is the oldest alpaca on site, but that's not why she looks this way. She is actually a different breed. So you can get alpaca, and she grows her fleece in a dreadlock. They only make up 9% of the population, because during that domestication process, they found the Suri fleece to take slightly longer to process, and kind of thanks to the Western world, they did die out in popularity because the Wakaya were easier to deal with during shearing. That being said, they're now becoming way popular, and from my own experience, the Suris are always ridiculously friendly, so more and more people are starting to breed them, but that will be why she looks that way. The reason we didn't shear her this year is because she is getting on in age, and it's taking her a lot longer to bring her fleece in. So in winter, she was struggling a lot, and she really hated when we put her jumper on. So we decided to leave her fleece this year and see if she can get through summer, and if she could, she'd have a nice, her own woolly coat ready for winter, and she did get through summer quite easily, so that's why she's got her coat still on. We used to say we have 2 Suris on site. We have Felicity and her son Ferrari, who you'll meet in just a bit. We now can say we have 3. So there's a reason that little brown alpaca just up there, the baby, she looks quite shaggy. She's also a Suri. So we'll give you kind of an idea of what they look like when they're cria, when they're really young. And Ferrari was shorn this year, so the only way you can tell he's a Suri is he's still got quite a funky little fringe. So you will be able to see that as well. Those are kind of the two main questions I will mention. Another thing, a nice thing to look for is whilst they're eating quite close to you, if you look at any of them while they're chewing and you pay attention to what's in their mouth, you'll notice they do not have any top teeth. They have a bottom set to the girls even though they're being teased, which is why we tend to walk our big boys. So come on in. So on the right hand side of the paddock,
This one's a farmer one. You can. He's chewing a bit of straw like a farmer does. But it's stuck in his teeth.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's a farmer.
A nice one.
Should kind of give you an idea on size-wise how quick they grow and what stage, kind of what age they are when they're a certain height. So you just saw our mums and babes up there, age range between 18 to pitched shrill noise, a big intake of breath like a or a big snort and a head lift. I'm not going to do the snort. But either way, if they lift their head, that's your cue to step back. Alpaca can spit well over 8 feet. If you've got room to step back, keep going. Sometimes we'll be over and we kind of be making a human sandwich. You'll have alpaca either side and you'll have yourselves in the middle. If one of them starts spitting, if you back up, you might see a friend behind you. So I suggest kind of back up and sideways. Either way, you shouldn't really be able to get covered in spit. The boys up there